Most digital marketing doesn't fail loudly. There's no error message, no warning, no notification telling you what went wrong. Your ads don't get rejected. Your content doesn't get banned. Your account doesn't get flagged. Everything looks normal. And then, quietly, it stops being shown. Impressions flatten, reach plateaus, results drift towards zero. Most people never realize why. This video is about that silence and the system behind it. Most marketers believe failure is obvious. They assume failure looks like bad copy, weak creative, poor targeting, or the wrong offer. They look for visible mistakes, something broken, something to fix, but platforms don't punish bad content. They ignore misaligned content, and that difference is everything. Bad content still gets tested. Misaligned content gets deprioritized. That distinction explains why so many campaigns look fine on the surface, but never scale. Every digital platform operates on layered decision systems. Before a human being ever sees your content, it passes through a series of invisible questions. These questions are not moral judgments. They're not opinions. They're probabilistic filters. The system is asking, does this hold attention long enough to justify more distribution? Does this trigger interaction at the velocity we expect? Does this content fit current consumption patterns on the platform right now? Not last month, not last year, now. If the answer is unclear, distribution slows. If uncertainty continues, distribution narrows. If signals remain weak, distribution stops. Not as punishment, as optimization. The system isn't deciding whether your content is good. It's deciding whether your content is efficient. This is where most people misunderstand consistency. You've been told to post every day, to stay active, to keep publishing no matter what. And consistency does matter, but not in the way it's usually explained. Consistency without system alignment doesn't build momentum. It builds a data profile, and that profile teaches the algorithm one thing. This content performs at a predictable level. If that level is low, consistency doesn't help you escape it. It reinforces it. The system learns fast, and more importantly, it remembers. Historical performance becomes context. Context shapes future testing. Future testing determines reach. This is why two creators can post the same type of content with similar quality and receive wildly different outcomes. One is being tested aggressively, the other is being quietly constrained, not because of favoritism, because of learned expectation. There are filters most creators never see. They're not visible in dashboards, they're not explained in help centers, and they're never announced, but they exist. Early attention decay, interaction velocity, timing windows, audience mismatch signals. Early attention decay measures how quickly attention drops after the first exposure. Not total views, shape of decline. Interaction velocity measures how fast engagement happens, not how much happens eventually. Timing windows determine whether your content aligns with current traffic patterns or misses them entirely. Audience mismatch signals occur when content is shown to the right size audience, but the wrong type of audience. Miss these filters, and your content doesn't fail. It simply exits circulation, quietly, cleanly, without explanation. This is why dashboards are deceptive. You'll see impressions, you'll see clicks, you'll see engagement numbers that look acceptable, but nothing compounds, nothing escalates, nothing breaks out. The system tested, the system decided, and the system moved on. Most people never notice this moment, they just feel stuck. Here's the most dangerous part. When failure is silent, people internalize it. They assume the problem is personal. I'm bad at this. My content isn't good enough. I missed something obvious. I don't have what it takes. But the system doesn't communicate nuance. It doesn't explain why distribution stopped. It doesn't say what signal was weak. It doesn't tell you what misaligned. It simply reallocates attention elsewhere. And when that happens repeatedly, creators start chasing surface-level fixes. They change fonts, they rewrite captions, they copy trends, they switch niches. But the underlying issue remains untouched because the issue was never visible. Understanding this changes how you think about marketing entirely. Winning in digital marketing is not about hacks. It's not about tricks. It's not about beating the algorithm. It's about alignment. Alignment with how attention behaves. Alignment with how systems test uncertainty. Alignment with how distribution compounds over time. When alignment exists, the system amplifies without friction. When it doesn't, the system throttles without apology. Most people create content as if distribution is guaranteed. They assume publishing equals exposure. They assume effort equals opportunity. But distribution is earned continuously. Every piece of content requalifies or disqualifies you. Not emotionally, statistically. Once you understand the system, you stop forcing outcomes. You stop trying to convince the platform. You stop blaming yourself. You stop chasing noise. Instead, you design for how systems actually behave. You design for early attention stability. You design for interaction momentum. You design for audience clarity. You design for compounding signals. And when you do that, growth stops feeling random. It becomes directional, predictable, repeatable, scalable. This is the difference between guessing and compounding. Guessing reacts to outcomes. Compounding designs inputs. Guessing asks, why didn't this work? Compounding asks, what signal did this produce? Guessing looks at views. Compounding looks at behavior. Most creators never learn this because platforms don't teach it. They benefit from experimentation, from volume, from creators blaming themselves instead of the system. Silence is efficient. This channel exists to explain what happens beneath the surface. No tactics, no trends, no shortcuts, no personalities, no guru narratives, no motivational noise. Only the systems shaping visibility, growth, and failure online. The parts you're never shown, the parts you're never told, the parts you're expected to figure out on your own. If you've ever felt like your work was invisible despite effort, if results disappeared without explanation, if you sensed that something deeper was happening, you're not imagining it. You are interacting with a system that doesn't speak. And once you learn how that system thinks, you stop fighting shadows. You start building leverage. If you want to understand the system, you're in the right place.